What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. This time around, we're going to do things a little bit different. If you notice, I did not post a video yesterday. For those of you that follow along, I did not post because I went to go visit some family. So handled that. Didn't have the opportunity to come in and make a video. But I do want to discuss what happened in yesterday's trading session, and I want to talk about a couple of trades that I took. So in yesterday's session, was a pretty good day overall for the bulls. So we'll discuss that and get into more detail. This video is going to be kind of long, so you guys just hang tight with me. We'll be discussing the trade that took in yesterday's afternoon pullback low, and then trades that you could have taken against the sets of single prints that were created. The afternoon pullback low, especially when in this textbook, is probably one of the best trade setups that you can have in your playbook. And if you do not know what it is, I highly suggest you learn what it is so you can identify it on your 30-minute chart and you can take the trade and reap the benefits, right? I would have stayed in the trade yesterday. That took a lot longer had I not had to be somewhere, but I was happy with how it played out and I was able to capture some of the points. So that's going to be kind of the structure we'll go over. The video that I recorded, we'll start with the video, kind of discuss what was going on. And I kind of want to show you guys what single prints look like when they first form and how you can take a trade against those sets of single prints. And then with that, I want to be able to, kind of explain my thought process with the afternoon pullback low setup that we had going on. And then just kind of watch how that trade played out. So without further ado, if you guys do not mind, leave a like down below. Comment if you want to know more about the afternoon pullback low trade setup, and if you want to learn anything else about the profile or how to trade on a 30-minute time frame and what I do and how I identify things. So let's go ahead and get into it. So right here, right away, and I got this sped up. This should be at 2x speed, so things are going to look a little wacky. But you can see I'm marking what is known as single prints right here. So I'm marking single prints on my chart, and you can see right here that in that area, right, in this area, I'm going to go ahead and pause. In this area right here, we had a very big push to the upside. It was in D period. So on that push in D period, we pushed up, had a nice move to the upside, creating an intraday gap. Now, when that happens and we're one time framing up, meaning we're taking out previous 30-minute time frame highs and setting higher lows, right? When we're doing that and we create single prints, that is very strong from the buy side. So on pullbacks where you are comfortable, you want to be buying. You could take an opportunity to buy. Now, how do you know when the trade is wrong? Well, if and when you fill single prints, that is a kind of an indication that buyers are not as strong as you'd like. And then if you take out a previous time frame's low, kind of signals, and if we don't hold single prints and then we take out that time frame's low, then we'll be stopping the one-time framing and putting ourselves in some type of balance, which would mean we're going to get some type of two-sided trade. But you can see right here I am marking, and initially on a pullback, we got a good little bounce from the 49 area up to 52. So I'm sitting here marking, kind of determining what I'm going to do. I'm already up 10 points on the day. I'm trading the MES as I'm, just kind of trying to get my wits about me. And then you see me here marking my time frames, A, B, C. This one is D, right? So I'm marking my time frames. That way I can identify what is happening. And then you see, boom, we pulled back into the single prints, came up, set a new high on the day. And then after setting new high, see, it was a great opportunity to buy against that 40.49, 40.50 area. Set that new high on the day. And then we kind of just consolidated and chopped up there for a minute. And then we decided to come back in. And as we came back in, right, you want to see, all right, maybe do we fill this set of single prints? You don't want to be shorting up here, right? That's kind of what I'm discussing right here. I'm kind of explaining, because in the video I planned on making this like and I'll probably still edit this video, but this is pre-edit and kind of discuss the the thought process. But in this, if you wanted to, you could short to come in and fill that set of single prints, right? That is a trade that you can take, but because we are one time framing up and we had created this set of single prints, I would be looking to buy against it, right? That's what you want to do. You don't want to be the person that's shorting at the highs when you're trending upward, right? Because then you're just causing yourself to get stopped out. So we're going to watch this pull back into the set of single prints, right? You can see how it's filling in what we call pour structure, right? So as we come in, we're coming in, there's 47, 48, 47 again, 47.50, 47, 47.25. And you can see we're kind of stalling around this 47 level. And then boom, we bounce back up to 40.49, 44.49. We bounced up there. And it was a good long opportunity on that pullback, right? We had pulled back into that set of single prints. Buyers want to hold it as there is short covering that comes into this area, and we get a nice rejection bounce out of it. And you can see we consolidate between the 47 level and the 44.50 level. And we pulled back even more, gave you another good opportunity to get long around the 46 level. And, solid little bounce. So you could have taken the trade, and you see here, now we're back up to 52. So you take the trade 46, you put your stop right below 44.25. If that's where you want to stop out at, take that long, get out 52. And right here, I was discussing about POC, point and control, right? You're wanting to move point and control from where it was right here at 32 up to B's high, which was, I believe at the time, 41. And I'll show you that right here. You were wanting to move it from down here to up here, and then eventually it got moved all the way up here. That's what you want to see as a buyer, is point of control continue to get moved up higher and higher as we go trend. And that's what I was kind of discussing yesterday in that video was, all right, we're pulling back into that set of single prints. You kind of got to see it live, right? We pulled back and held 46.25 to 44.25, right? Pulled back into it, bounced, and then came up in F period, and you'll kind of see that play out as well. So that's what I was discussing there is, you're wanting to see the single prints hold, and I was kind of also discussing about an afternoon pullback low setup. So now we have E period in the books, and it was a great risk reward trade there, right? From 46 up to 54. Great opportunity to get long there. A couple points in the books on that buy side, right? Now you can see we're getting a little bit of a two-sided trade up here, but you still don't want to be short. You can take the short, but you don't want to be the person shorting up here just because of what market-generated information is telling you. And what it is telling you is the market is trying to go up. So you want to be buying on pullbacks. Now you can see we stalled an F period, had a bit of an issue, taking out the high of day and taking out that E period low. So now we're looking for an afternoon pullback setup. So if G period were to take out F's low, we were looking to buy, or if we would get another distribution to the upside. So we'll skip along here. G period does nothing but chop around, sets a new high on the day. Keep on skipping around here, and you can see after it set a new high on the day, it came back in. So sellers are kind of stepping in up here and wanting to see this market pull back a little bit. Now, there are a lot of buyers getting in right up here, right? They're wanting to see a new high on the day. So once they see that, they get out of their trade. And that's what caused the liquidity to push this market back in, right? Inventory was getting long, and as it set a new high, that inventory that was long was getting out. And you can see over here on my DOM, I've been placing areas where I'm interested in getting long at. I had a bid down here around the 47 level. I was looking to get long 10 if we pulled back in G period. Now G period's in the books. And now we'll look to see if H period pulled back. Now we're 4 wide up here. You see how point of control got moved up from that low that I was showing you earlier. You wanted to see it get moved up, and that's what happened. point of control got moved up. That's that yellow line there. All right, so now we're seeing this time frame start to pull back a little bit. And what you're seeing here on my right side of my screen is the 15-minute chart. And what I was observing on the 15-minute chart at the time, let me back this back up, is if we pulled back into that 9 EMA, typically an afternoon pullback low and the 9 EMA on the 15-minute chart usually coincides with each other. You might pierce through it a little bit, but usually on an afternoon pullback low or an afternoon rally high, that 9 EMA comes into play, or the 144 simple moving average on the 1 minute will come into play, and it's basically the same price. So it depends on what time frame you're looking at. 9 EMA for the longer time frame, like the 15, or the 144 simple moving average for your 1 minute if you like to look at the 1 minute. So now we're starting to see H took out G's low. So now we've stopped the one time framing, and what I'm looking for is an afternoon pullback low. I was looking to get long below the single print fill, right? Maybe we wouldn't hold it. I was kind of thinking that. And I was also discussing with myself, all right, maybe we just get right below 50 and that's all we get out of the trade. So now I'm sitting here thinking, all right, what do we do? What do I do? And you see we start to get pulled back there. And now I'm long 10. I just gotten long 10 at the 50.75 level. And I'm looking to add more on the way down. It's kind of my thought process. And I do believe that on this first position, once it pushes up, I think I get out of the trade real quick because I was looking for a better price. I might have already done that. But we get a nice little pullback, a little bit of liquidation. But notice how we can't get into that set of single prints. Buyers are stepping back in, trying to hold that 44.50 level. Continuing to battle here for a little bit longer. Now I'm long 20, basically around the 44.50 level. I wanted to add more if we pulled back to 47. I had a bid initially at 47, but then we started to come up, so I took that bid out. And I was looking to push up into the 55 level, take some off, and then take some off at the high of day, and then let some run. But if it did it in a quick fashion, but I had to get somewhere, so I was like, all right, you know, if this pushes up, I'll look to take it off because I need to leave. I was wanting to add more around this price, but it didn't quite get down to where I was looking at the 42 level, which was actually below where the single prints was. I was expecting us to pull back a little bit more, and then we start to get a nice little bounce. Keep in mind, I'm still long 50 here at the 44.50 level, or I'm long 20 at the 44.50 level. I'm in the money about 2 points now, and this keeps on pushing up. And I'm thinking, all right, is this thing going to go? Is this thing going to go? Now we're in the money 3 points. Now I'm in the money 4 points. I took off 10 at the 55 level, and then I just got all out. I just gotten all out, I believe, right around the 54. Yeah, around 54 level is where I got out at the full position, right? I was looking for that new high of day, and that's exactly what we got. But great trade there, right? That's how the afternoon pulled back low, and I'm sorry if that was long and boring, but I just wanted to show you how that trade setup looks in real time. So we got that pullback in H period, and look what happened after I got out of that trade. Typically, after you get out of your or not get out of, but usually when you have a textbook afternoon pullback low like we had yesterday, where we're holding single prints below us, you will typically look to create a new high of day or go trend and create another distribution. And look at that. I was buying 50s. And then we push up to 59, 60. We continue to push up to 66. And then this thing just rockets up and sets a new high on the day at 85, right? So say you took a large lot down there, or even added to your position on the push up on the break of the new high day, right? You added to your position. You did really, really well on that trade. So very profitable trade. Afternoon pullback low. cannot beat it, right? Cannot beat it. Great trade on that pullback. I was very happy with what I did, especially since I was in such a time crunch. I left in I period to go see my family, and then we got that push up right after. Now, was I upset that I missed out? No. I was happy that I took the trade, I stuck with my plan, and let this thing push up. So, yesterday was a very good day for buyers, right? We had a great buy tell early in the morning, right? Go ahead and zoom this in. Had a great buy tell, consolidated a little bit, pushed up, created one set of single prints, right? Consolidated a little bit, had an afternoon pullback low, held that first set, boom, push up, created another set of single prints, consolidate, boom, push up, create another large set of single prints, consolidate, had a pullback, and we held that until today. So overall, buyers were very happy going into the end of yesterday, creating a quadruple distribution day. This being one distribution, this being the second, this being the third, and this up here being the fourth distribution. And today, that's what we basically chopped around and traded within. Traded within the upper portion or the fourth distribution until later in the evening, where we finally decide to pull back and fill that set of single prints that we created in I period yesterday. So not a lot to discuss about today. Yesterday was a very good day for me trading wise. Today I didn't trade a whole lot. I faded the extreme in D period. I faded against the low in E period, so that means I was buying. Right, I was buying in D period around 67. I bought again in E period around 67, each for a couple of points. And then I bought again in K period, same price, 67. It came up, I took it off, and I was looking for it to push up to 73. But once we pushed up and I seen that we could not get back to 73 or B's low to create a wider point of control, I got out of that trade, and thankfully I did, because afterwards we continued to set lows on the day with the Three Stooges, Curly, Larry, and Moe, filling that set of single prints. So, kind of an uneventful day. There were opportunities to take trades, but not like there was yesterday. So, today we go out with today's high, today's low, an afternoon rally high, not textbook because we don't have single prints, but our version of an afternoon rally high because, you got to take the market into context. And then we have a 9 wide point of control. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Actually, we only go out with an 8 wide point of control. We do not have a 9 wide point of control. Yeah. So only today's high, today's low, and an afternoon rally high, not textbook. So we'll go ahead and mark those. And then we'll look at the larger picture. We'll look at our monthly, weekly, and daily time frames. And if you want to have that video that I just had, like with my live commentary in there, edited and uploaded, just leave a comment below, or leave a like. Just kind of let me know. All right, we'd like to see that. Hopefully you'll be able to take that and put it in your arsenal. Put it in your arse. All right. G's high is the afternoon rally high at 86.25. 86.25 is our afternoon rally high. And look at that, resulted in a low of day right afterwards. So it's pretty powerful. It's a good trade. Afternoon rally highs, afternoon pullback lows. Pretty powerful trades if you know what you're doing, right? If you sold in G period, put your and I actually missed the trade. I anticipated the push up, and I wanted to take the short, but I was too chicken because I didn't want to get stopped out and lose some money on the day, so I didn't even get in the trade. And you could have taken the trade in H period against G's high, and I even considered it then. But at that point, I was like, all right, do we get an afternoon pullback low instead and bounce up? So I didn't want to be caught on the short side. So I just ended up missing out. But had you taken the trade either in G period or in H and held it until the end of the day, you made bank. I mean, from 80 down to 55, like, I mean, that's really good points on the day. So afternoon rally high, came in clutch again. Those are like my bread and butter type of trades. Right here we have the low of day at 51. Low of day at 51. And daily is still one time framing up, right? We put ourselves into a balance. Yesterday we began to one time frame up. Today we continue to one time frame up, but not before, just barely setting a new high on the day or high on the year and then rolling over. Let's go ahead and look at the larger time frames and get you guys out of here. If you made it to the end of this video, or if you made it this far, you're a freaking trooper. You're a freak. All right, you're a weirdo. If you made it this far, you weirdo. Because who sits around 20 minutes and watches a boring guy like me talk? Unless it makes you money, right? Makes money, it makes sense. So monthly, look at that erection, right? Look at that big green candle. You know, that's a sexy candle. Crack myself up. So monthly balance high, extreme monthly balance high, we have taken that out and we are one time framing up firmly one time framing up on the monthly. And I'm excited because my 401k is looking nice. Accumulated a lot down here. 401k is looking nice. Long term is looking nice. So happy to see us finally start to one time frame up on the monthly. The next target is April's high from last year. Do we get that? Right? We have a lot of trend days to the downside that we got to take out in order to chop our way at this big tree here, and then eventually make our way up to the all-time highs. But I would not be surprised to see us consolidate at some point in time in the future for a good little bit before getting up there. So no rush. Weekly should be in a very good stage, right? Weekly is still one time framing up. We've been one time framing up for 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row. We have this premium gap. All right, we hit our first target, which was 43.2750, and now look how close we've gotten to our second target at 45.09. We are so very close to hitting that second target, guys. I mean, it doesn't. Who am I? I'm Houdini, right? I'm freaking Houdini. Predicting the markets out here. But we do have this premium gap, so I am kind of keeping that in the back of my mind. Do we come in, fill in this poor structure, putting the weekly back into some type of balance, retesting the 43.27 area? I mean, it'd be very surprising because this week's range was pretty large and very great volume on the week. So do we put ourselves back into some type of balance, have an inside week or something next week? I would not be surprised to see this thing come into some type of balance on the weekly. And then last but not least, let's go ahead and look at our daily. Let's go ahead and look at our daily. And that is ugly. Let's zoom that thing back out. And once again, I got to buy a mouse. So if you guys want to send me some money to buy a mouse, I'll do it. So right here, you can see that we were in a 2-day balance initially. I marked our balance at 44.3950, low at 83.50. We took that out yesterday with a nice trend day to the upside and then continued to push up today, but it was not a very strong close for the buyers, right? They didn't want to see that. But however, very strong week for the buyers, very strong week for anybody that did get long. And if you are selling at the highs and losing money, quit selling at the highs, right? We're in a trending market up, right? So do what the market is telling you. We're trying to go higher. The market's telling you we're wanting to go higher. And until that changes, right? Next week we come in on Monday and take out Friday's low, today's low. We'll put ourselves back into a balance on the daily and then maybe look to consolidate. It's going to be healthy for the market to do some type of consolidation and finding acceptance of higher price prior to going and attacking that 4509 level, which is April's high of last year, and then so on and so forth, and then ultimately achieving that all-time high level. So keep your hard hats on, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. I do really hope you enjoyed it, as I put a lot of time and effort into this stuff we call day trading. We'll catch you next week. See ya.